Great. Let me
So
get Gunny. Hold on. I just said I'm gonna get Gunny, and then Asia, you could jump in. Go
No,
ahead,
I
Gunny.
think that Alex said something that was profound. You said that we're not in traditional times. I don't want to misquote you, but is that what you said, Alex?
yes.
It for the human beings on the bottom, yes, we're not in traditional times. But for the human beings on the top, things have been the same in 2023, 1923, 1953. It's always been the same. Men have been expected to be the provider and the protector for the last 150, 200, 300 years. There hasn't been any change whatsoever. The times have changed for women, but not men. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what I was kind of getting at, Gunny, too. But I think you cleared it. Love, go ahead. Read the super chat for me, and then you can rock.
Thank you for the super chat. One pill of $4.99. When I'm a happily married man, he's usually not stressing about finances and got one or two side chicks. Thank you, one pill. So I want to answer the question. I like the first sentence Gunny said I agree with, and that first sentence was, and I may not be quoting him, but I don't think that the men as the leader should not leave. I think that they're not wasting their time trying to keep the family together. And I want to ask, like, when you say you're wasting too much time in the relationship, and I'm going to say marriage because this example is not divorcing. What are you doing to make it work? Like, what are you doing to keep it viable? And so that may be one of the issues, because I know a lot of Black men don't like therapy. They don't think therapy works. So with that, are you initiating this therapy to get to learn your communication styles and to communicate better? Like, what are you all doing? Because you want to stay. Y'all are saying leave. You're not happy, but what are you doing to make things work? So I don't think you're wasting too much time. I think that you are not even trying all of the resources that you have.
Yeah, I can definitely answer that. Just being open to all options, not being afraid to go to counseling. One of the things when I was younger, I didn't want to go to counseling. I was like, no, I'm not trying to go and tell anybody my personal problems or whatever. But it does help. Not being afraid to go to counseling, not being afraid to have men that are 20, 30 years older than you. I go to my dad. My dad's been married. My mom and dad been married for 53 years. Whenever I have a problem, I go to them and I ask them. Because sometimes I don't know everything. So when you're open to options that are outside of the norm, because when you're the leader of the household, you have to you pretty much you see everything, and you see, okay, well, this is not going right, this is not going right, this is not going right. Okay, so what do I need to do in order to fix it? Not, okay, well, she's not doing this or she's not doing that. You try to look within yourself as much as you can to try to fix it. And just look for unconventional means to do that, and you have to be willing to do that if you want to keep the unit together. And it is difficult. Some things work and some things don't work, but whatever the case may be, you accept it.
And that's the healthy way and that is so healthy, and that's the mature way of looking at it. Because like you said, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be work. And I think that sometimes men are saying traditional men and modern women and all that nonsense. But at the same time, I still think there has to be some type of work that needs to occur in better communication and expressing yourself as men, because we already know a lot of Black men don't know how to express themselves in a healthy manner.
Yeah, you don't know that, and that's why I feel like what Gunny's saying is still dangerous, because there was no accountability for the other side. He's saying you got to explore this,
but the question is men though, so that's why we're taking it from the men's perspective. So that's why he and I are taking it from this perspective.
When he answered, it's an assumption that the man is the problem.
No, that's not what I mean, and that goes to what we talked about last week, as far as the woman knowing her role, and you guys kind of alluded to it yesterday with the whole coaching thing. Like, once again, when you're in a leadership position, you're able to pull your woman to the side and say, hey, we need to talk about this. I don't like this. I don't like that. What is it that you don't like from what I'm doing? Tell me what you don't like. So she
Right.
tells me that she doesn't like this and she doesn't like that. And then as a leader, I'm saying, okay, so maybe we need to go to counseling, or maybe we need to do this, or maybe we need. It's not excusing accountability, but it's identifying what the problem is, whether it's with myself or whether it's with her or whether it's with both of us, and then we fix it. And that
Okay,
brings clarity to it.
Right.
that's better because you have to uncover all parties. All parties need to be brought to the table. Who brings said table, right? It better not be no motherfucking red table. That's for damn sure, right? Women
Right.
don't know like that's like you said that ain't their role, you know. So once you clarify that, that makes more
But
sense.
we can let what Gunny said breathe because he said some really good stuff. So
I
that was
don't
good.
need to do shit. First off, let's get that clear. And what he said, I don't even like his hat that much.
Go O's, go O's, go O's.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure, like, you know, everybody's being brought because I feel like, you know, as leaders, we feel like we have to figure it out, and it got to be in within us somewhere. And I think you know, we're accountable, but I think more accountability needs to be put on our women, and we got to hold them to it. You know, Isha, go ahead, love. What'd you say? All right, just stop talking under your breath. That's like what my kids do when they get in trouble. I hate this nigga. What you say? Nothing. Isha.
I kind of agree. I agree with Gunny. I agree with Gunny.
Crazy, Reese. I know.
But I also want to say that if you go into a marriage with the understanding that come hell or high water, we're going to
Mhm.
fulfill this purpose, then men aren't wasting too much time in relationships. They have the understanding to know that there is purpose that we need to fulfill. And I don't care if I don't like you today. I might not even love you today, but we're going to make this work because we haven't fulfilled the purpose, the reason why we're even married.
Look,
Yeah.
I believe
Go ahead, Chief. Go, Chief.
no, I believe everybody goes in with that intent. Like, isn't that part of the vows? I mean, not necessarily those words, but hella high water is all a part of the movement, man. And then
Mhm.
somewhere along the line, that shit goes completely left.
Listen, when I was married, like month one, I was like, listen, if this don't work, we can get divorced. You know, there was always, if this don't work, in the back of my head. But if you go into marriage like this is going to work because divorce is not off the table, then that kind of forced you to do the things that Gunny was saying. Okay, find different avenues to solve those problems. Let's come to the table. It forces you to deal with the issues. It forces you to understand that I'm not happy right now, but that's not a reason to leave.